Well, I had every intention on shooting stuff today, but
I've been trying something different on TikTok, mostly just because I've noticed with TikTok, and before this I had never really tried TikTok, so a lot of this I'm just trying to figure out as I'm doing it. But I've noticed a trend with TikTok where it's very, very like, especially with the creator fund and all that stuff, or whatever they're calling it, like where people are selling products. I found that there's a lot of like content that's very impersonal. It's very like sales pitchy. It almost feels like, do you remember QVC? And they would have like this like they would be like basically a TV program that would just run at like 2 a.m. and just try to sell people stuff, like really cheesy stuff. That's what it feels like, just like the internet's version of QVC. And I've noticed with that there's almost a disconnect, and it's just, there feels like there's a lack of like humanity in the content. So I've literally just started posting just random stories, like random short stories, going just like to saying, like, it's just me literally talking to camera. I have this microphone a lot of times just because the microphone audio just sounds better. But it's just me talking to camera, talking about a story. Like I posted one yesterday talking about the running app that I use, and then this morning I posted one about an issue we had with Amazon one-day shipping. Just random stuff like that. And I haven't been doing it for very long, but I've noticed on a couple of videos that I've done it, the view duration is a lot better. The likes, shares, and saves is a lot better. And I don't think that's a mystery as to why it's doing that. I think with the other content, like it's still like good. It still tells a story. It's basically like a condensed version of this vlog, but there's also like a product at the end of it. And most of them they're not received very well. Like there's not a lot of likes, there's not a lot of interaction with the videos. And the more simple, just me talking to camera, are receiving more attention. They're doing better. They're performing better on TikTok. And I think it's because of that. I think it's just there's a gap where there's a lack of people just talking into camera and just making it feel like a real conversation. And that's something I've been doing with these vlogs, and I really, really like it. And the feedback I've got has been positive. So I figured I could just take it into TikTok, but just have to like do it TikTok's way. Anyway, also sorry it's so foggy. It's really, really humid, if you probably couldn't tell, and I just didn't want to wait the 20 minutes for this to fall. I wanted to tell you right now because it was fresh in my brain. Sometimes when I wait, things don't come off as good as I wanted them to initially. So yeah, on the first shot too. If you caught this in yesterday's video or not, you might have, and if you did, then well, good good observation. But all the drone clips in yesterday's video were just still images, and I have no idea why. Like I went back and I tried to re-edit, and for some reason Premiere Pro just wasn't working. And I spent like an hour trying to figure out what the actual issue is, and I never found out what the issue was. So I just decided to leave it because it's not the worst thing in the world. But if you know what the issue could have possibly been, please let me know, because that's kind of annoying. But yeah, if you caught it, then I mean, speaking of yesterday's video, I mentioned that we were shooting a wedding today, and it's photo and video, meaning that we're doing photo with video, and we have 2 shooters for both. So there's going to be 4 of us total. And with these weddings, I like doing photo and video, but there are a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot to like really keep track of, versus like just photo. It's just a little more stripped down. It's not that I like one over the other. They just require different ways of thinking, and your brain just has to be in a different place. But that doesn't start till 1:30, I believe. One thing that I want to try to do with the wedding today is I want to use this setup, which is actually just my iPhone with the DJI mic, as a vloggy thing, because obviously I'll be using the video camera for the actual wedding. I'm curious and I'm excited to be able to like use this and to capture more of like what we actually do. I mean, hopefully, unless like things just go terribly wrong, then obviously I won't be able to capture this. But I'm counting on everything just being smooth, and I'll be able to actually capture more of like what actually happens during a wedding. Technically, I was supposed to run today, but I'm still in like the whole recovery from running that marathon, and I ran yesterday. All that being said, that's why I'm walking right now. I wanted to actually get outside and get some fresh air, but I didn't want to actually run. So there's a spider on you right now, and he doesn't want to get off. I hate spiders. If you didn't already know that, come on, get off, bud. Get off. All right, I think I got him off. Well, I had every intention on shooting stuff today, but it's not even that the wedding went, like, everything went to plan. I just honestly, if I'm being completely candid with you, I kind of forgot about shooting a video, and I have literally less than an hour left of this wedding before we pack up and go home. But the wedding was great. The second shooter that I got, she knew what she was doing, and she was very, very competent at, like, she knew her gear really, really well. And honestly, she shoots with Sony, but she honestly knows, I think she knew more about Sony cameras than I did, like different stuff, like talking about like gamuts, and she uses the zebra stripes for like how she sets her exposure, which I never thought about until she mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. All that to be said, the wedding was great. What else? Oh, the bride and groom got me, it's called a spolum drum. I'll show you what it is later, but it's the gift bags that they gave Savannah and I, probably the most generous that we've ever received from. Just blows my mind. Like, I'm gonna make a separate post, probably on TikTok, talking about the absurdity that it is, that the thought that they went in to giving to getting us to getting gifts for us. Like, normally we get tips occasionally with weddings, which, if you didn't know that or not, that's typically a thing, depending on the couple. But this was like on a whole new level. And now I'm out here actually getting this light that I'm being lit by right now, and I'm also putting away this lens just because we don't need it. It was the safety angle, and then I got to get back in there to finish this wedding out. But all in all, it was a good wedding. I'm sorry I couldn't share it with you. It was completely my fault, and I forgot.